I never thought my snowplow would spark a neighborhood war, but that's exactly what happened. My first winter in Meadowbrook Heights, Minnesota. If you told me when I moved in that the loudest drama on our block wouldn't come from teenagers, but from a 50-something woman in a designer coat marching across my lawn, well, I'd have laughed. But there I was, sun barely up, exhaust hanging in the air, and Karen Hutchkins blocking my John Deere plow like she was the last line of defense between civilization and chaos. Let me back up. 3 months before, I'd been so damn proud rolling my plow off the trailer, grew up in northern Minnesota, so a snowplow wasn't just a tool, it was a survival strategy. My dad taught me the ropes, said, "Son, there's two kinds of people in winter. Those who clear their own driveway and those who get stuck." So here I am, new in town, working the plow in my own driveway, feeling good about beating the first big snow, when I see a white Lexus cruise up and stop, engine running, heat probably blasting. Out steps Karen. You know, the type, hair so perfect it could deflect sleet coat, screaming, "I've never used a snow shovel in my life." She stomps straight up to me, doesn't bother with hello, and says, "Excuse me, I'm Karen Hutchkins, president of the Homeowners Association. We need to discuss that monstrosity you're operating." I just blinked. "My snowplow?" I ask. "Is there a problem?" She lets out this laugh, no warmth, just teeth. "That industrial equipment is completely inappropriate for our neighborhood. It's loud, it's ugly, it lowers property values. Cease and desist immediately." Now maybe you're the sort who'd just nod and roll over. Not me. "With all due respect, Mrs. Hutchkins, I need to clear my driveway. We got 8 inches last night and I have to get to work." She cuts me off. "Hire a professional like everyone else. Or use a shovel. But that plow has to go." I try to stay civil, and I'm not breaking any laws. This is my property. Her eyes narrow. "Everything here falls under HOA jurisdiction. You signed the covenant. I'll be sending a cease and desist letter by end of day. If you keep using that plow, it's $200 a day in fines." She spins and marches off. I'm left standing there, snow melting in my boot prints, just trying to process what the hell just happened. HOA docs. Sure, I skimmed them before buying. They were 70 pages of legalese designed to cure insomnia, not keep me from clearing snow. But that night I find a letter in my mailbox, official stamped, citing Section 14, Paragraph 8. No industrial equipment on residential property unless by licensed contractors. Threats of fines, legal action, all for a snowplow I only used on my own driveway. Cue the anger. I just spent 15 grand on the setup. There's pride in that, you know? So I call up Marcus, an old college buddy turned real estate lawyer. He looks over my docs and gets back to me. 3 days later, Jake, she's reaching. That clause is about running a snow removal business. You're not breaking any rules. You're using your own equipment on your own property. Relief, but also frustration, because Marcus warns me, she can still make your life hell with complaints and fines. I'll draft a letter, but document everything. We send her the lawyer's letter, polite but firm. Mr. Brennan is within his rights. Further harassment will result in legal action. I figured that would be the end of it. Wrong. Karen calls an emergency board meeting, fires up the grapevine, rallies all the concerned citizens. Thursday night, clubhouse packed. I walk in and feel eyes on me like I'm the villain from a Disney movie. Karen's up front, channeling her inner Supreme Court justice. We're here to address a serious issue, Mr. Brennan's refusal to comply with HOA directives. This is about the standards that make Meadowbrook Heights special. I raise my hand. Which rule exactly am I breaking? My lawyer reviewed the covenant. It doesn't prohibit personal snowplows. David Chen, a board member, actually seems reasonable. He's got a point, Karen. That's for commercial operations. Karen interrupts. We can't have residents running heavy machinery whenever they please. What's next? Parking a semi-truck in your driveway. Digging a pool with an excavator. I shoot back. Half this neighborhood has riding mowers. Should we ban those too? A few folks nod. Karen goes red. I move that we ban personal snowplows effective immediately. All in favor. Her cronies shoot their hands up. David keeps his down, but Karen declares the motion passed anyway. Mr. Brennan, any violations will result in a $200 daily fine. That was the moment I realized it wasn't about the plow. It was about power. I call Marcus again, frustrated. Can she do this? He says HOAs can make new rules, but only with proper notice and procedure. She skipped all that. Let's challenge it. We send another letter. I keep plowing. The fines pile up $3 grand in a month. Meanwhile, December brings storm after storm. My driveway's always clear, everyone else waits for the pros. Karen insists on. Services are swamped, driveways stay buried. One morning, Tom Radcliffe, 60-something engineer, good guy, knocks on my door. Jake, we're with you. Karen's gone too far. A bunch of us are showing up to the next board meeting. That support meant more than they knew. More neighbors stopped by, quietly frustrated with Karen's reign. Turns out my little plow war became a rallying point. Next meeting, I show up with Marcus and about a dozen neighbors. Karen looks rattled. I insist on discussing the ban. David Chen backs me up. Marcus stands up, lays it out. This rule is invalid, no proper notice, no comment period. And frankly, banning snowplows in Minnesota is unreasonable. Richard the treasurer squirms. Susan the secretary looks to Karen. David says, we rushed this, we need to rescind the ban. Karen refuses. That's when Tom stands up, voice shaking but clear. Karen, you've fined people for garbage cans, Christmas lights, kids playing ball. Enough is enough. We're homeowners, not your subjects. For a heartbeat, I think Karen might explode. Instead, she storms out. David calls a vote, 3 hands up. Ban rescinded, fines voided, plow war supposedly over. Relief. Neighbors congratulate me. But Karen isn't done. 2 days later, the police call Karen's filed a complaint claiming I threatened her. I go down with Marcus, lay out all the evidence. Detective Williams listens, shrugs, says this is a civil dispute. If she files again, she might be facing charges for false statements. Winter keeps rolling. Karen resigns, but every time we cross paths, she glares daggers. Then the blizzard of the decade hits 2 feet in 48 hours, wind howling so hard you could barely see your hand in front of your face. Next morning, I dig myself out, start on my driveway when Tom shows up looking beat. Jake, can you help? My wife's got a doctor's appointment and the service says Tuesday at the earliest. Of course, Tom, no charge. Word spreads by noon I've cleared 6 driveways, got a list of 8 more. Refused every offer of payment. These folks stood by me. That afternoon, I'm working across from Karen's house. She's outside, furious phone glued to her ear, Lexus buried under a mountain of snow. Eventually, she stomps over, voice tight, I need you to clear my driveway. No, I say straight-faced. You spent 2 months trying to ban my plow, filed a police report. Now you want my help, not happening. She offers money, $300 in cash. I shake my head. This isn't about money, Karen. It's about how you treated me and everyone else. Sometimes you gotta live with the consequences. She storms back inside. I feel a little guilty, but honestly, it's a cold kind of justice. I help over 20 families that week. Karen's driveway stays buried. She's out there shovel in hand making slow progress. Part of me feels bad, but mostly I think karma. A few days later, David Chen knocks on my door. Jake, the HOA, wants to contract with you to clear common areas. You'd be paid. No exclusivity. Want to think it over. I do run it by Marcus, then sign on. Suddenly, I'm running a real business. My neighbors are clients, and the HOA's newsletter has my info front and center. Months go by. Karen's driveway finally gets cleared by someone else. Tension drops. New board, new rules, the whole place feels less oppressive. Summer comes, the HOA throws a barbecue. Tom drags me over. You did good, kid. Not many stand up to the HOA and help everyone out. And you know what? He's right. I didn't plan any of this. I just wanted to clear my driveway. The next winter, my client list is 30 deep, Karen included. The neighborhood is running smoother. I keep my paperwork tight, pay my taxes, and actually look forward to winter. One night, Karen pulls up while I'm clearing the clubhouse lot. She's different, apologetic. Jake, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I tell her we all mess up. If you ever need help, just ask. She actually smiles. It's not some movie ending, but it's real. Sometimes people do change. March comes, snow melts, business is good. The HOA rehires me, more neighbors sign up, and Meadowbrook Heights feels like home. Karen starts helping with food drives, running the book club, using her skills for something other than policing mailbox colors. Years pass. The snowplow that almost got me run out of the neighborhood is now a symbol. People laugh about the Great Plow Uprising. Kids wave as I drive by. Tom jokes never mess with a man and his plow. Karen and I are, if not friends, then at least allies. Sometimes she even helps me fix equipment. And you know what the real lesson is? Conflict is uncomfortable, but sometimes it's the only way things get better. Karen was wrong, sure. But she pushed me to stand up, and that forced the community to choose rigid rules or actual neighbors looking out for each other. I'm grateful for the fight now, strange as that sounds. Because in the end, Meadowbrook Heights became more than just a place to live. It became a real community forged by a winter storm and a stubborn streak mine and maybe even Karen's. We learned together that the rules should serve the people, not the other way around. So if you're ever facing your own, Karen, remember, standing your ground isn't just about winning. It's about making space for what's right, about building something better than what was there before. And when the next storm rolls in, and it always does, I'll be out there with my plow clearing the way, not just for me, but for all of us. Because that's what neighbors do. So let me ask you, where's the line between enforcing rules and actually helping your community? Have you ever had to stand up to a bully with a title? Or maybe you've been on the other side realizing too late that you'd lost the plot. Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about what real community looks like.